Good morning, everyone. Hello. Welcome. I need more coffee. I hope y'all have your coffee, your tea, your snacks, everything at the ready because we are going to get into this morning's Deviant Daily. I have missed you. Oh my gosh, I feel like we haven't done this in like 100 years. It's been what, 2 days? Well, the weekend, so 4 days. But yeah, my internet went out and I'm just like, I am not dealing with this mess. I don't know when it's going to turn on. It's always like they say when they're going to get it back on, and then it's like not then, and it's always later. And it's just like, no, we're not going to deal with this. We're taking a break, y'all. The internet's out. But I have it back. It's back. We're connected. We're good. Hello, peoples. Welcome. Um, so let me focus. Y'all. Hello. Hey, that's a little. I need to zoom out of myself on this one. What the hell happened here? Anyways, so we're working with again what I've been doing with getting into the Vortex card. So we're gonna pull a card from getting into the Vortex, and I'm also using or working with the Thera-Pets deck. And so this is a card from the Thera-Pets deck, and there's a little unicorn on the card, but it says the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? That's that's always been the case and for me, you know what I mean? It's like I always think, oh, I can't do this. I'm not capable of doing this. No, 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 no. And it's really more my anxiety, my fear of doing the things, and then I do the things and I'm like, oh wow, at the end of it, it's like, oh, I did it. I am capable of it. And a part of us knows, like, oh, we know we're capable, but it's like there's so much fear on certain things. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? It also makes me think of I'm still shy. I'm still a sort of introvert. I'm still socially awkward. Um but there was something about hair that I loved, and as much as it like I got scared, people scare me. Um, I went to beauty school and I got my license. Licensed cosmetologist, and I was able to, I can work behind the chair really well, and socialize, and people really loved me, And I don't say that to brag, but it's like I didn't think I was able to do that. I did it. And the truth is, like, you're far more capable than you feel. And so I think that's sort of like that push. It's like that excitement. Like, you know what? I recognize that I don't feel capable right now, but I also recognize a lot of times in the past when I don't feel capable, I end up becoming capable and I end up showing myself up. So let me do that again. Let me show up for myself. Let me do what I desire, and let me prove to myself the reality that is I am absolutely capable, right? So this is coupled with a card from getting into the Vortex Oracle. Flawed premises can attract true, unwanted evidence. So if you were to hear a false premise again and again until you yourself began to believe and repeat it, now your own activation of the contradictory vibration would interfere with your sense of intelligence, and you would begin to attract evidence of your belief, in effect, proving the false premise to be true. And so it becomes increasingly hard for you to call this a false premise when the evidence seems to be telling you that it is true, for over time you come to believe it is true. And by your belief and your activation, you make it so, right? So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I think that's rather fitting, for the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. And so, a lot of times we're like, but no, I'm not. This is what happens. This is what happens, blah, 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 blah. And we go on this downward spiral, but we recognize that, if we gave as much energy into to uplifting ourselves, to focusing on being capable, to focusing on the solution, than we do you know telling ourselves how we're not good enough, we're telling ourselves about all these other things, we would be more capable. We would get there a little easier. It would be more like it'd be easier to create, right? Because again, when we believe things, we make them true because we find things to support that. So when we're in this sort of negative space, we focus on the negative and we make that negative far more juicy, and we attract it to us, and we find more things to focus on, to make what we believe true, and we make it true eventually, right? So but what is the truth? The truth is you're capable. You're far more capable than you feel. So what does that say to you this morning? And how does that make you feel? Let's be honest. And if you're watching the recordings, you can still comment, express yourself. I think right now we need to put ourselves in a sort of timeout. I think that we need to just take some time to process what we actually feel about ourselves. And if we feel things that don't make us feel good, if we feel things about ourselves that are judgmental and negative, okay, then let's think about, okay, if this doesn't feel good, if this is a judgment, if this is a negative thing, I can recognize and honor that this is very much a flawed premise, right? And I'm using this to attract more of that. But I don't want this as my reality. And so, by understanding and seeing this flawed premise for what it is, I can now choose to focus on a premise, on something, a belief, a thought, right? That feels really good to me, that sets me up for the success that I want to create an experience in my life. So let me do that. Let me choose that. Let me focus on what feels good. Let me become that and do it. Allow it to unfold in your life. So I think that's honest. That's honestly what we have for this morning. I think that's good enough to sit with that. I think that we all should sit with that. It's like the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. What does that mean to me? How does that make me feel? And then where in my life am I activating false premises or flawed premises, things that are not necessarily helping me, and what can I do to focus on what will help me, what's going to support me, what's going to reinforce my foundation, that will set me up for good, that will set me up to feel good, and to be good, and to do better for myself, right? What can I focus on to create better? Let me do that. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you can take something from this. If you did enjoy this, and if you enjoy what we do here, if you love these videos and you want to see more of them, please feel free to click the links in the description. There are various ways to show and express your support. I appreciate each and every one of them. They really do help. So I encourage you to do, if you can, in whatever way you can. And if you know anyone who might enjoy these, always invite them. Always send them in the messenger, like, hey, this is going on. You might enjoy this message, right? So I really appreciate you, and I'm so glad to be back. And I look forward to talking to you later this afternoon. So enjoy the rest of your morning and take care. Until later, I'll talk to you soon.